Hey, what's up guys? Josh back with another video, working on the Skyline again today. We're going to be working on replacing the factory brake lines in the rear. We're going to replace them with the Nismo brake lines. We're going to put on some new EBC rotors as well as some AMS brake pads and get it all bled and ready to roll. Today we're going to be removing the rear brake rotors, calipers. Alright, we're going to be removing the brake lines. 10mm flare nut wrench. Alright, so the same thing happened on the other side. Basically, on all four rotors on the car, they're basically frozen to position because there's so much rust around the hub and the rotor that it's kind of fused into place. So all I'm going to use is just a bolt, basically the same place where the brake caliper bolts onto the car. I'm just going to thread this bolt and this nut in reverse, so as I tighten it down, it will basically leverage off the caliper as it tightens down. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so it just looks something like this here. So I've got this tightened down, and as I leverage this, you'll hear the brake rotor start to pop as that rust breaks free. Alright, should be free. There we go. Alright, got the hubs all cleaned up, got them all cleaned down with the wire brush, got all the rust removed because the rotors were getting stuck to them and seized onto them because all the rust. So this is all clean, and I've got the VHT metal rust converter on there. I'm going to put some primer on there next and then just spray paint it black. That way if I need to remove the rotors, they're not stuck next time. Alright, I get a layer of primer on. Next I'll do paint, and then we can go ahead and install the rotors and the calipers. Alright, now it's painted, so once that dries, we can mate the rotor to it, which is also painted, so hopefully I won't get any rust corrosion, I won't get any seizing next time for maintenance. Alright, so we're going to be removing the brake pads from the calipers here. So there's a spring pin in the back, you have to take that out. If you can use your screwdriver, sometimes it helps you wiggle it to get the right position and just pop it out. And then you just push down here and you can just pull the pins out. You just slide it out. I've already got these cleaned, already took them all apart and cleaned them. These are the stock pads. So there's not that much life left on them. If you look at the wear indicator, I thought about reusing them. These are the stock Nissan Akebono pads. So you can see Nissan Akebono on there. So they're nice pads. I'm going to save the shims in case I get other pads that need the stock shims, because those are kind of expensive. Those little pieces on the back, so I'm going to save those. Because the AMS ones that I have for aftermarket, those have the shims built into them. So there's no need to use the factory ones on there. So let's go ahead and reassemble these. I don't have the grease that Nissan recommends putting on there to kind of keep the pad from coming away from the caliper. So I'm just going to use this brake quiet stuff instead. Kind of help it cure into position, keep it from moving around. I'm just going to push those pads out, and this little spring clip will hold it in place. Let that CRC brake stuff dry, and then I'll reassemble it on the car. So that's how it looks. Plenty of play. I got this all scrubbed down. I cleaned this all up with like a toothbrush, got all the brake dust out of there. Got these all scrubbed down with Scotch-Brite and put a layer of high temp paste wax on them to kind of keep the brake dust from reaccumulating. And that's the way the retainer clip holds the pins in the back. So that's what keeps these pins from sliding out. But that's it for that. We'll get them thrown on as soon as this dries. Alright, so let's take a look at the rotors we're going to be installing. These are the RK series from EBC, same as the front. And what I like about these is they're all pre-painted too, so the areas that are not wearing all around this won't be rusting, and this will be the only area that's touching the pad that will be exposed. So that's kind of a nice little touch. I get the rear bracket for the brake line all scuffed down and repainted as well. There's a little rust on it. And this is the Nismo Brake line, so we're going to be installing those as well. And the brake calipers, which you already saw me do the rebuild. So let's get this done, guys. First we got to take that brake line off. Use a flare nut wrench, 10mm. Alright, rear retaining clips off. Brake line will just dismount. Just pulls right out. There we go. So here's a look at the old one. This is the Nismo. So exact same length. And they're made by Nissan, so everything pretty much is the exact same. All the fasteners just steel braided instead of the old flexi ones. So let's toss these in. Alright, let's put the rotor on. Alright, let's put the caliper on. Alright, let's tighten these up. Alright, next we can put on the brake line bracket in the rear. Alright, next the brake line slips in. We're going to connect it with the brake line between the caliper and the bracket. Then you can put the retaining clip on the back here. So here's a look at those. Can't really get a good angle on them while holding the camera and trying to tighten them down. So I'm going to tighten them down. I'll be right back and we'll bleed the brakes. The one in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and pump it. Nice and slow.
Brake?
Yeah, pump the brake. You pumping it?
Yep.
Okay. Keep going.
It's all the way.
Okay, now let it out. Pump it again. Just pump it.
All the way.
Okay, let it out, pump it again.
What are you doing with it?
Bleeding the brake lines.
Yeah, it's all the way.
Okay, let it out, pump it again.
Go back
Okay.
again.
Yeah, all the way back.
Again.
Not yet. Well, here's a look at it, guys. Brake rotors, calipers, new pads, and Nismo stainless steel braided brake lines. Everything's installed, ready to roll. I'm gonna cut here. Try to get more brake fluid to finish bleeding the front. So can't really go any further today. I'm gonna throw the wheel on. The other wheel on the other side's flat because there's a nail in it. So got some more stuff to do before I can actually drive it. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.